Today on Redneck Adventure / repair, I'm going to be doing the brakes on my 2003 Dodge pickup truck. This is a brake pad. This is the part that's going to go against the metal. It's going to be the stopping part. I got some Duralast brake pads from AutoZone. They were $21.99. That's the top one on there. And I got the gel that they give you when you buy brakes. You just put it on the back of your brake pad on this piece, and it keeps it squeaking down on your brakes when you apply them. Now I'm going to walk you through step by step on just how easy it is to do brakes. Now, first thing you want to do is, if you don't have any tools to work with, is you can use your wrench that came with your car for changing spare tires and all. But before you start anything, is you want to break these loose, which just get them where they can hand turn them, and then I'll show you from there what to do after that. Alright, after you break the lug nuts loose, you're going to jack your vehicle up. I do one side at a time because it stays more sturdy that way. If you do the front, it could teeter-tot if the back's not just level or not. But on some cars and stuff, you can jack from here. You look in your owner's manual and it'll tell you where to jack from. But I'm actually going to use what you call a floor jack, and I'm just going to put it right underneath the axle and lift it up, and then I'll show you what it looks like underneath that. Alright, once you got your jack under your car, you never want to take your wheel off till you're for sure that it is sturdy. You don't want this to fall on you. Now, as you can see, I got this tire off the ground, and I like to use gloves because this is a really messy job in a minute, and I'll show you why. But once you get your car off the ground, remove your front tire and we'll go from there. Alright, I got the wheel off, and this is called your rotor. If you feel your brakes, when you apply your brakes and you start feeling it kind of bump and jump and all, that's because this rotor gets so hot and water splashing on it and all that can cause it to warp, and that's what causes, this is your brake caliper. That's what causes the bumps. As you can see, it slides back and forth on here. See how loose that, see how I can pull that. I don't know if you can tell real good or not, but what you got to do is you got to take where it slides here. Do not take these bolts off because that's your brake line. You'll get air in it and you have to bleed them out and all. But you take off where it slides. There's two bolts, one here and one on the other side, and then I'll show you how to bleed back the calipers inside there. What I like to do is get a big screwdriver in here and pry the whole unit this way, which resets it, and I'll show you how that works. Alright, it doesn't take a whole lot of prying. Let me show you where I'm at. It doesn't take a whole lot of prying to get it, but if you can get inside the grooves on your rotor, which you put inside there, and pry the whole thing back real slow. It doesn't go real fast, but you can see it kind of moving. And I should save you a step, a little bit of a step. Anyway, pull that back to where they all should be compressed. You see how free it all is now? Now I'm going to take this bolt off and the other one off on the bottom here and show you what it looks like. Alright, now I've loosened both of the bolts up, so now I'm going to pull it out. Top and bottom. There's that one. And then we're going to pull this back side one out. There's that one. Now the whole brake caliper system is going to lift up. Sometimes you have to pull these out of your way just a little bit. And then it takes some persuasive. Now, these are what I was compressing. There's two of them on this one. Some of them only have one, but there's two of them on here, and they still got to be compressed more in order to get the new pads on. But the way the new pads are going to go on there, just this easy. Watch. There's one pad off, which they were way past due. They weren't grinding yet. I suspect the inside was, because that's what tipped me off to change them, as I could feel them grinding just a little bit. Barely. Anyway, and that was the inside pad. Now, I'm going to put the new ones on, and I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you how to compress this real quick. Alright, some people use a C-clamp just because hands are limited. But if you squeeze this one in, the other one's going to come out. So you got to push them both in at the same time. And while you're doing that, you got to make sure this little boot goes in with it. Because if it goes stays on the outside and hangs on here, you're going to mess it up and your caliper's going to leak and get dirt in it, and get dirt in it to cause it to leak. Anyway, you got to compress them in both at the same time. A little bit of mud in there. And what I'm going to actually use is a pair of big channel locks, and maybe that other smaller pair. I may use that C-clamp, put on one side and just ease them both down at the same time. I would show you, but I don't have but limited 2 hands. Now you see how they're both compressed in? That's going to allow it to go over the new pads, because the new pads are going to be way thicker than the old pads. New pad, old pad. Now it's not uncommon to have brake fluid overflow from your brake reservoir underneath your thing. You may see a puddle underneath your truck or car, because as your brake pads wear down, these have to be further out, and then when you get your oil changed, the oil change people keep topping off your brake fluid, and it's fine. It's going to overflow to level itself back out, no worries. Alright, I'm going on the back of the brake pad, and I got that squeak proof stuff on here, and I'm just going to squirt. They gave me 2 packs, so I got 1 pack for each side, and I'm going to squirt equal amounts on each side of these brake pads, just like that. It doesn't really have to be rubbed in or anything, because it's going to heat up and spread out the more you drive anyway. And I'm going to put these on here. Now, it's always important to make sure your brake pad side goes onto the rotor itself. Now you see the little groove here? That's what's going to match up here. I know that the brake pad deeper side is going to go in first. So it may take both hands, but I may get one of them in here just to show you here. Yeah. Now that side was almost in. Oh, I might have to use both hands. Now I got both new pads on, and both of the brake pads are facing the right direction. Now all you do here is you take your caliper, spin it back over, slide it back on, and sometimes you got to push these out of the way, which is no big deal. When you get on there, you just push them out of the way, it slides right on. Put your 2 bolts in, put your tire back on, snug your bolts, let your jack down, then retighten your lugs on your tire once your tire is touching the ground. And then very, very important to always pump your brakes before you put your vehicle in drive or reverse. The first 2 pumps you won't have any brakes, because it's got to pump these back out to get tension back on your brake pads. So very important to do that, because as you can see, I live on a big hill, and if I was to push the brake, it would allow me to go reverse, but I may not be able to stop it before I get to the street. So always make sure you pump your brakes before you put it in drive or reverse. And that's it. If you got any more questions, just comment on me, and or in the future, if you get to a vehicle that's hard to do, let me know, and I'll try to help you. Thanks for watching. Bye.